So if you had to think of your top movies of all time list, there's one movie that's probably going to be on your list because it's definitely always on my list, and that movie is Terminator 2, Judgment Day. This movie, as anybody knows, is absolutely legendary. This was a sequel to the original Terminator, and whenever James Cameron released this around 1991, it absolutely set the standard for all sci-fi movies that came afterwards. But not only was it a great and revolutionary sci-fi movie, but it's just an amazing movie in general, with a story that is absolutely compelling, characters that you love, a world that is so interesting and deep, and a movie that's just so much fun to watch with incredible action and special effects that still hold up to this day in 2024. And whenever this was released, I really had no words. I was actually speechless. I remember watching the first Terminator, really enjoyed that film. But this one is on a whole nother level. And whenever it released the director's cut, extended cut, which this one has, this actually has the theatrical and extended cut together, it made this movie even better. And I really can't say enough about it. Because whenever I watched the original Terminator, I think that was a really great film. It introduced you to the world of Terminators, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sarah Connor played magnificently by Linda Hamilton, Kyle Reese, and just this whole idea of these machines from Skynet and all these weird things that you didn't hear of, but it's just basically robots taking over in one small way. It was really horrifying as well, so it was kind of like a mixture of sci-fi and even horror, but it was such a great film. But whenever Terminator 2 came out, it really expanded it and just took everything up to 100 times. Because now we already are familiar with a Terminator. We kind of know about Skynet and what's going to happen in the future, but this one really expands upon that. And in this case, Arnold Schwarzenegger is a hero. And we have Edward Furlong playing John Connor, and Sarah Connor once again by Linda Hamilton, but in this one, she just goes off the rails. I think this is the best actual role that Linda Hamilton has been in. Sarah Connor today is still one of the best badass female characters in any action character I've ever seen. And of course, Arnold Schwarzenegger, for me, this is his best role. I love him here. Edward Furlong did a great job. And at the same time, the T-1000, his name escapes me right now, but he does a great job as well. And so all in all, this movie is so good in so many ways. But the best thing that it did for me was it kind of brought me into this world that I kind of knew because the first movie was self-contained, and I just got lost into it. I loved everything about it, all these small details. The thing with the future and the past, with John Connor, his role, and then also with the Terminator, like how did he end up being a good Terminator? How does this type of stuff work? Time travel. And then Sarah Connor having to, basically be another person versus who she was in the first one. And then you learn more about Skynet. There's just so many places that I could go with this movie. And then with the action itself, it's just absolutely superb, combined with the absolutely groundbreaking special effects. And still to this day, it still holds up well because of James Cameron and everybody he was able to get together. And that's what I really, really do appreciate about this. This movie had tons of love and care, and it shows, because this is a movie that's going to consistently be on people's top movies list, but it's also going to be one of those movies that aspiring filmmakers will look to and say, how do I do that? And so those are my quick thoughts on Terminator 2 Judgment Day. This is just an incredible film. This is always going to be on my list, whether it's going to be in the top 5, top 2. Top 1 is always going to be the original Star Wars trilogy, but Terminator 2, it's either going to be 2 or 3. I love this film. I could watch this endlessly, and I'll probably watch this hundreds of times. And even when I go back and watch this, there's so many little things that I pick up on, especially when I'm watching the special features and stuff. I really can't say enough about Terminator 2. It is legendary. You should watch it, and well, I'm going to watch it again. Hey geeks, if you are a brand new creator and you simply want something easy to get you started, well, I got something for you with my Creator Starter Kit. This is a super simple step-by-step guide that's going to take you from having no channel to developing your very first YouTube channel, along with ideas, thumbnail designs, and other creator tips, including marketing. And the best part is, all of this is free. Simply head over to the link below, check out my page, and get started creating.